Icon Ryan Ermanni, University of Michigan great Braylon Edwards, and of course, Maz are about to take over on Woodward Sports. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m., it's the best Detroit sports talk on Detroit's best sports network, Woodward Sports.
Hey, let's go. Wednesday show, April 16, 2025. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, pound that subscribe button. Over 80,000 subscribers on that platform. Tell a friend about Woodward Sports. We'd love to have you along here. If you're watching on X, good afternoon to you. Braylon Edwards, looking good, my friend. Good afternoon to you.
Appreciate that. It is a good afternoon, a lot warmer and more sunshine than it was yesterday, so feeling good about that. Got a great way to start the show, but before we do that, I'm super excited, Maz and Ricky, as well as Ermanni. My man,
wow,
Spin Mo Racks,
my
the pride of the network.
Holy
will be
Toledo.
Joining us for the next 3 days. Is he in the booth right now? And to that I say, what's up?
What up, though? It's an honor to be here on the Ermanni and Edwards. I'm filling in here and there, but this is the first stretch I got with you guys. Filling in for Pete, had to wear the Michigan Panthers.
Let Pete cook.
Yeah. Let Pete cook. Enjoy Kalamazoo, Pete. I'll hold it down for you, brother.
Now, Spinny, have you had any anything to do with the morning show today? Because, I mean, at least you'll have your hand in every level of show today.
No, I'm off of BDE for the next 3 days. Okay. I'm on Ermanni. So just Ermanni and Edwards and heavyweights for me this week.
Oh, what a much better schedule for you.
Exactly. I got my workout done early. I'm good to go.
There you go.
We're talking about the workouts before the show, man. Talk about working out and eating and being healthy. You and that
Benny's about to be in that transfer portal.
I told you, man. He's out here cooking, looking good and drop weight. I see you over there.
That's the new compliment for a dude.
Transfer portal.
Like you trying to get that transfer portal, homie.
Definitely about that transfer portal. Tom Mazawey, what's going on, brother?
I'm just me, man.
Just you?
just me, man. It's all good. We found out today when the Pistons are going to be playing their home game. We'll tell you about that. Of course, they had to screw us, right? And they did. Anyway, I'm here for a good time. Let's go.
Here's a good time for you. Ryan, I know you like movies.
Oh, big time.
Tom Mazawey, I know you enjoy a good flick.
You know that.
Spin Mo Rex as well as Ricky, I'm sure. Last night I went and saw a movie. Ryan, do you remember in 2022 when we came in the studio after Top Gun Maverick came out? Do you remember the elation and the joy that you had?
So much joy. Best movie I've seen at the theater in a decade.
Agree. 1,000% I agree. I saw one that is comparable. It's still not better, but it was damn good. The Accountant 2 was really good. Didn't even know it came out. Saw it last night. Imagine the Supermax, and it was good. He put on a show. We got to get a special guest later on, but obviously, an accountant, he's autistic, but he is a badass. He brought that same energy in this one. And, oh, by the way, John Bernthal, who plays Daredevil, he was electric, but it's also a good story. They're brothers. I won't share too much. But after I watched it, and I got all this excitement out of Accountant 2, I got to thinking, what are some other good sequels that may or, in fact, were better than the original? Want to let this go for a second?
Well, I mean, Rocky comes to mind. I mean, Rocky 2. Well, Rocky 1 was the GOAT, but Rocky 2 very serviceable. Rocky 4 was better than Rocky 3.
For sure.
I think Creed as a sequel to Rocky Balboa.
Okay.
That's how I consider that movie. That was
Godfather 2.
Godfather 2
also won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Some people say it's better than Godfather 1. There it is. On the back wall. There it is.
Braylon.
I prepared a little something. In fact, we got graphics as well.
Oh, I see the
These
Dark Knight,
are just a couple.
Next
They're mine.
Friday was mine. Yeah,
They're mine minus a couple. Got Terminator 2 on there. I think Terminator 2 is the number one sequel of all time. I think Godfather 2 is the number 2 sequel of all time. I think Dark Knight is 3, and the rest is fun. Next Friday to me. When Friday came out, my parents were not letting me see cursed movies. It came out in 95. Couldn't have it. I actually saw it late. But when next Friday came out, I was in theaters. I was a sophomore in high school, and boy, did I enjoy it. But the rest is on here, man. It's all objective, and it's fun. Had to put Mighty Ducks 2 on there, though.
Yeah. Wheezy has one in the chat that I absolutely think number 2 is better than the original, and that's Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Lethal Weapon 2 is the best film in the series, I think.
I just like the fight scene at the end of part 1.
Yeah.
Like the fight scene at the end of part 1. Plus, I like the bad guy in part 1. It's what's his name?
A lot of people are saying Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Then
Die Hard 2.
What about Attack of the Clones? Do you count that? Like, because Phantom Menace, if you're looking at the new sequels, Phantom Menace was bad, but Attack of the Clones, that's one of the best.
So I agree with you because I think it was The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
That's the one that's considered the movie of, however many movies there are. But I agree with you. When they brought the new system back, it was dope. As I've gotten older, it's been a lot better. But this is fun. Like Terminator 2 for me is the one. I remember when it first came out, you see the commercial, you see the T-1000 and this liquid metal. I still can remember in the theaters when he put himself into the helicopter and switched with the pilot. Nothing beats Terminator 2.
I love it.
There's a Die Hard 2 in there as well from
Yeah.
somebody.
I
love Die Hard. Die Hard 2, I think, would probably be second to it, but
Nah.
they're also good.
Die Hard with a Vengeance is on my list. I sent that in and he didn't put it up. Die Hard with a Vengeance to me because it really birthed Samuel L. Jackson. It's the first time he was a co-star.
I like 'em all.
Yeah,
I like them all. Bruce Willis is the
two
king.
is the Airport.
Bad
With
Boys
with
2
John
in the Woodward
Amos.
Sports
Yeah.
Chat. That's a good one.
Ooh, Bad Boys.
Bad
2.
Boys, yeah.
That's great. Send us your send them in. send us your
How about Eddie Murphy's movies?
Beverly Hills Cop 2 better than Beverly Hills Cop
Ooh.
1 to me because you've got Surge
LA.
in there.
Yeah.
That's another one.
How about
Rush-
the last
Rush
one he
Hour
put out?
2?
That, Beverly Hills Cop 4 much better than Beverly
good.
Hills Cop 3.
Yeah.
It seems like 3 is always the punching bag. Like 3, you know why? Is because if they make a 4, that's 'cause
Godfather 3 sucked.
If they make a 4, 3 sucked. Like Godfather needs to make a 4
Yeah.
to make up for 3. But yeah, if it's 4, third is usually like we got to make up for 3. It was bad.
Right. So
That was good, Bray. Nice job.
yeah, good job, Bray.
Little
Good
fun.
list, my man. I
Little
love a
fun.
little
I
fun off the
gotta
top.
watch Accountant 1 now.
Yeah, I
haven't
know.
watched it.
I know. That makes
Same.
me
I
want to
haven't
watch Accountant 1.
I'm gonna tell you
Absolutely.
like this. You need to go see Accountant 2. You can come back and watch Accountant 1 later. Go see Accountant 2. It's really good, and the story doesn't necessarily take place
Okay.
from 1. So you don't have
okay.
So you don't have to watch 1 to watch 2.
Fair
to know.
enough.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Guys, Tigers in action right now.
Oh.
They're losing 4-0, but here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to talk about Tigers at the end of the show. Maybe we'll get a little bit closer to the game being over as opposed to giving you a play-by-play because, again, if you're
that's
watching this not live, then you already know the result of the Tigers game, and it makes no sense to talk about it. So maybe we'll talk Tigers at the end of the show.
We love you, Tigers.
I would like to talk Pistons now if I could because I think a lot of us were a little surprised, startled, bewildered. We were all waiting for this schedule to come out when the Pistons' home games would be. And we do not know the time of Game 3 just yet, but we do know that Game 3 in Detroit at Little Caesars Arena will be played on
Wow.
Thursday,
Wow.
which is also round 1 of the NFL
That's on purpose.
draft.
It got to be on purpose.
Well, look, if the Lions pick at 28, and I don't know how many people believe they're going to pick at 28, but
will.
if they pick at 28, and there's no way to really guess this because with 10 minutes in between picks, not every team uses the allotted 10 minutes, so a lot of picks could go one after the next after the next. I anticipate the Lions to pick around 11 p.m. Around 11. And the Pistons game, we believe, would be well over by then. This really affects the people that want to go to the game, not somebody that's got a remote in their hands.
Right.
Right. This, if you want to go to be at Little Caesars Arena, you want to be in the crowd, this really affects you.
I'm going.
You're going, so it affects you.
I'll be there.
You hate it too. You hate this?
Yeah, because I wanted to be with our team at whatever bar we're going to, and I'm thinking it's Buffalo Wild Wings. I wish I could be there, but instead I'm going to go to the Pistons game, and then I'm going to hop on one of those scooters. And I'm going to run to Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm going to get there for the Lions pick.
Best way to move downtown.
That's what I'm doing.
Best
So
way to
I'm
move
doing
downtown.
both.
Yeah, it sucks. It definitely sucks. But I think it's at the end of the day, I think it's still gonna be. I think it's gonna be fun inside LCA. I think LCA would be a rocking time. Like I think the people that are coming for the Pistons and the Knicks, they'll be in the building. I think the draft will do what it does. It sucks, but I'll be with you. Like I wasn't. I misheard what you guys have said. I'm not going to the game, man. It's like you. I'll be there at Buffalo Wild Wings.
There you go. Yeah, and look, I feel like it's fine, right? But just in terms of you want to go to a watch party at Ford Field, perhaps, for the NFL draft. You want to go to Little Caesars Arena. There's so many different events downtown that it affects, and I do feel bad for those sports fans because you could turn two big nights into one night, and it just kind of minimizes and shortens the season a little bit because of all the hoopla surrounding everything. It's fun to focus on the Lions and be downtown and watch draft. It's fun to then maybe the next night go downtown and watch the Pistons play at Little Caesars Arena. And there will probably be a difference, too, when it comes to the Pistons in that Game 3 Thursday night, is if they do get a split in New York. If they get a win in New York's Game 1 or 2, and it's Saturday, Monday. Yeah. Saturday, Monday. Game 1 Saturday, 6 p.m. Game 2 Monday, 7:30 p.m. If you can get a split in New York, this town is going to be nutso on Thursday.
Now, our game, which will be here at LCA next Thursday, maybe that's smart. Maybe they put it at 6 o'clock at night. Mm-hmm. Put it at 6 because you got a whole NBA slate. Right. Put it at 6. Let us get the hell out of there at 8. And then enjoy the draft because the draft don't start till after 8.
Right. Well, yeah, the draft starts at 8 o'clock.
Let's go.
Game starts at. Do we know? You say we do not.
We do not know the start time as of right now. As of 2:11 p.m. on Wednesday, April 16th.
The Sunday game, which will be home, will be a 1 o'clock game.
But do you want it to be
a 1 o'clock game at LCA on Sunday?
Do you want it to be a 6 o'clock game on a Thursday? Kind of, I don't want to say last minute, but kind of last minute. And now, what will the crowd look like?
It'll be packed.
People barely get off work by then.
Well, you just got to tell your work, hey, man, I'm going to the Pistons game.
Right?
Not everyone has that type of
Not
job.
everybody has that type of
well, they can't go there.
Yeah.
Well, did you see what the Pistons have? Speaking of people who are going to be in the arena, did you see what the Pistons have done? They've restricted ticket sales to zip codes that are in Michigan, Windsor, Ontario, Canada, Indiana, and Ohio.
That's hilarious.
Okay.
Because if you notice, and this is a little bit different playing the Knicks, if you notice that playoff series in Philadelphia last year, it was a New York Knicks takeover of the Spectrum or wherever they play now. Whatever that place is.
I forgot who they played.
The 76ers.
Oh, that's right. They played the Sixers. Yeah.
They played the Sixers.
And it was Center, the Spectrum.
It was entirely a New York Knicks crowd, but for Knicks fans to go to Philadelphia, it's like nothing.
Right. Yeah.
That's like the Detroit fans going to Cleveland if you're playing the Cavs or vice versa. So I don't have a problem with it. I saw a couple of people say how soft it was and this, that, and the other thing. I do not have a problem with that.
Here's the NBA getting back a little at the NFL for Christmas Day. Here's the NBA saying, hey, this is our night, man. Take a walk, NFL. I'm just throwing a little sidebar there. That's all. I mean, because they could have had just the 10, 11 o'clock games being played on that Thursday night, which is the NFL draft. But then the NFL draft is Friday, too. Right? The NBA's got to play. It's their playoffs. That's their meat. Mm-hmm. So the NBA's finally said, the hell with the NFL. We're going up against them.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. At the end of the day, it's about, this is what happened. This is the time of year. This is when games are played. We can't take the time out to restructure our schedule based on what you guys got going on. So, the hell with you. It is what it is. If you guys work out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
What does better numbers, the draft or the Pistons game?
Draft.
Oh, draft for sure. Well, you know what? Interesting you asked that. Okay.
Riley Green struck out again. Okay. I'm sorry.
Nationally, the draft will by far surpass this. Locally, it'll be an interesting tell.
I'm still going with the draft.
It will still probably be the draft, but I think locally you'll see, and this is an ESPN game.
Right.
Excuse me. It's a TNT game. Yeah. Game 1 is an ESPN game. It's a TNT game.
The NFL draft is on ESPN.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you do have two cable networks, but locally it'll be interesting to see who does what number. I think this town is interested in the Pistons, but I'm not sure I'm not sure the city of Detroit has caught Pistons fever yet. Are you?
They're getting there, but you're right. As far as watching them on television, probably not as much as going to the game. People are going to LCA to watch the Pistons. Watching on TV is another story, but it's the playoffs, man. And I think Detroit is really hungry and ready. This team is not a pushover. This is a real NBA playoff team. So I believe that Detroit will show out for the Pistons this time.
Detroit shows out for Detroit, and I think over the last 10 years or so, whenever Detroit versus everybody got made, Detroit started to step up. And then last year, since the Lions have been good, it's gone even further. So they will show up and they will show out. But I still think it will be the Lions, and I think it will be the NFL. You know why? It's because when you watch an NBA game, you don't have to watch the whole game. You don't have to tune in from the first quarter and the second quarter. You need to tune in around the 8-minute third quarter mark, see what really is going on. Meanwhile, in the NFL draft, it's the optimism. Brad Holmes is known to do what? Move up in the draft. So you got to watch every – is he moving up now? What's on the board? What are they doing? So I think the what if, the optimism, and kind of like the mystery, I think that's why you would tune into the draft. I could be wrong.
I'm looking forward to your mock draft coming up in just a little bit today.
I did some homework.
We're going to have some fun with Braylon's mock draft. Field Yates, Mel Kiper did a 3-round mock draft. We'll let you know what happened in that as well. But I'll tell you, one of the things that sucks the life out of the NBA playoffs a little bit too is how long in between games. I mean, the Pistons in the top 6 seeds, and I know I do like the play-in, okay? There were a couple of play-in games last night. There'll be a couple of more tonight, and I do appreciate that. I think it's good for the game. However, the amount of time in between games for the Pistons, for instance, is 7 days in between games. Uh-huh. You played Sunday, and then you have to wait till Saturday to play again. That feels like an eternity. That feels like Frozen Four hockey. When you win the regional and you go to the Frozen Four, then you got to wait 3 or 4 weeks before you play in the tournament. I mean, that does pull a little bit of the momentum away from the excitement of the game. And then even – okay, so you play Saturday. Well, I guess it's a Saturday, Monday. That's pretty good. Remember in the NBA when they used to play game 1 on Sunday and then game 2 on Thursday? Yeah. Remember those days?
Oh, yeah. Those are still existing.
I think they do exist for a lot of the marquee teams.
I've seen Saturday, Thursdays. What are you kidding?
It's ridiculous.
It's greed. And that's what happens when you have greed. The NBA took it from early. Remember how they used to do it? That was the sweet spot. The five game in the 5 in the first round, and then 5, then 7, then 7. Like that's how they used to do it. But then they got greedy along the way. What happens when you do that is now it's 7 for every round. It's boring basketball. Now you spread it out. People forget about it. People forget the games are on. People forget to dial into it.
I think first round should be 5.
The interest isn't even there. Like they're making money globally, man, but the interest isn't there in the playoff runs until the end. Because it's boring as hell and it's elongated.
Look what baseball does. No one drags out the playoffs more
every
than
night.
Baseball.
Right.
I mean, the World Series, after the championship series was done, I think it was almost 8-9 days before the World Series started.
Right.
And I know they set those things in stone, but don't. Yeah, change it. If a team sweeps a team and another team sweeps a team, move the damn days up.
Right.
That's all.
The NBA playoffs, do you like this play-in situation where 7 plays 8 in a 1-game series? So the 7th, whoever wins that game will be the 7th seed.
Right.
And then the losing team has to play the winner of the 9 and 10 game to be the 8th seed.
Right. What did I say yesterday? You weren't here, right? What did I say about the Atlanta Hawks to you, Braylon?
So they're irrelevant.
Oh,
They
so
are
they
the
should
most
be-
irrelevant
they should be
organization.
contracted.
It was inconsequential.
Honestly.
They should be
Consequential. That's
contracted.
exactly what it is.
They lost by 25. They suck.
Yeah.
They've always sucked. Look how old I am. They've sucked since I was a little boy. Yeah, I was a little boy.
Yeah, they
at
went
one
to.
point.
Yeah.
I'm a little shocked by Atlanta, and they lost 120-95 last night to Orlando. So Orlando will be the 7th seed now. The thing with Atlanta, just a couple of years ago, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals with a young point guard by the name of Trae Young, who has gotten worse.
He threw a ball at a ref last night.
Who has regressed? Who has gotten frustrated?
Really?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh,
I wouldn't be surprised if he is on the move this year.
He is.
You know, that is a player that led a franchise to the verge of the NBA Finals, and you're like, okay, with this bright young squad in Atlanta, you know, they're going to add pieces and move up. They have completely gone down. Atlanta is a team, an organization in the Eastern Conference that I am just kind of shocked by how bad they have gotten.
Yeah, I mean, when they got there a couple years ago, I'm going to come to you after this. When they got there a couple years ago, you get there, okay? There's no such thing as luck. But you can't get help. They came against some injured teams, and the Celtics crumbled. The Philadelphia 76ers, everybody, they crumbled. They got there. But ever since then, like Matt said, they're irrelevant. They've always been irrelevant. So you know what that tells me? That's an owner and it's in the front office. They don't know what they're doing. Hey, let's get rid of Cam Reddish. Hey, let's bring in John Collins. Hey, let's get rid of John Collins. Hey, let's bring in what was the guy? Javante Murray. Let's get rid of Javante Murray. They don't know what they want to do.
I guarantee
every year Trae Young balls out. But every year it's a new landscape. It's a new team. So yeah, he's frustrated. And I'm not making excuses, but I'd be frustrated too if I played for the Hawks.
I guarantee you not one person in this room could name one player on the Atlanta Hawks starting five outside of Trae Young.
I couldn't.
Yeah.
I couldn't either.
I could, but
I don't even know who their coach is.
No, I couldn't either. But that's what I'm saying. Like you talk about like John Collins and these guys that they went to the Eastern Conference Finals with, and hell, even Dennis.
that was last year,
right? Dennis Schroeder was on that team. You know what I mean? Like players that
they've had some great players, but that's it.
Yeah,
it started with Maravich, goes to Dominique, Spud Webb, go on and on. But they don't ever have a really good team. No. Tree Rollins, when I was younger. They're just a worthless franchise.
So Atlanta will play the winner of tonight's Heat Bulls game, and the winner of that game will get the 8th seed then. Okay?
And guys, remember, Atlanta essentially traded Luka Doncic for Trae Young.
Yes.
That's where it started. I mean,
that's a great point.
Yeah.
Spenny, that's a great point.
Yeah.
It starts at the root, right? The root cause of your disease.
Remember when he used to play in the Omni? The Omni.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's where Dominique played.
Over
in the West, the Warriors will be the 7th seed in the West. They beat the Grizzlies 121-116. A lot of people believe that the Warriors are the sexy pick to come out of the Western Conference. You say go home with that, Braylon?
You said what? Listen. 3 things happened last night, and I was right about 2 of them. You ready to hear this? I said that the Warriors would win. I said the Memphis, Ja Morant, they're a better team, younger, more hungry. I said Steph can only do so much. Jimmy Butler can only do so much. Last night, Mavs, your Warriors won.
Yeah.
They definitely won. But everything I said came true.
Jimmy buckets, man. Jimmy playoffs.
But it goes back to 2 things. One, remember I said how the intensity changes in the playoffs is different? Look at Jimmy in the playoffs. That's what the conversation I was having about the Knicks and the Pistons originally. The intensity changes. Jimmy found that 38. Steph found 37. Wow. Nobody else could score. Wow. Ja Morant's last 5 games, Maz. His last 5 games. 33. Oh, excuse me, where I'm at. I had it, and then I lost it.
Did he bring us Arsenal?
36, 30, 28, 36, 34, 31. Those were his last, and 21. Those are his last games. Last night he had 22 in a rolled ankle. It took them to have 73 points to beat the Memphis Grizzlies by 5.
I hear you.
By 5. Memphis played. They were a better team last night.
There's some good series in the West. There's some good series in the West, though.
Well, no, because they had 73. They're not scoring 73 every time. If you score 73, play somebody else. They're playing the Houston Rockets next.
That's who they're
coached
playing.
by Ime Udoka. You can have 73 points. That's not going to beat them. Can you do that every night? What is Moses Moody going to give you? Last night was nothing. They benched Jonathan Kuminga, who's their most athletic player.
They're a 2-man team, like you said.
Exactly.
I know
so,
that.
yes, you were right. They won, but I stand firm on.
I'm just happy they won. That's all.
Well, the refs gave them 89,000 calls, too.
There is some fun series in the West, though. Rockets and Golden State, great. Lakers, Timberwolves, great. Anthony Edwards, to me, is his opportunity to shine against LeBron James, and a good matchup for the Lakers as well. That's going to be a good series. And Denver and the Clippers. I think those are 2 solid teams. Denver and the Clippers surprised the hell out of me this year. They've played really good basketball. And then OKC. What is OKC? They'll play the winner of the play-in game. Memphis versus whoever wins
comes
tonight.
out tonight.
Yeah, Dallas. And that would if
Kings and Mavericks.
Yeah, if Dallas wins, you don't think they got a shot?
No, they won't win.
With what?
And with
Kings will bury him.
AD doesn't even have a foothold there. Like, he has no rhythm, no consistency. He's whispering to Jason Kidd after every play, man, they won't give me the ball. Because they won't.
Well, I guess Kyrie's not in. I guess he's out.
Kings will bury them today.
Okay, fine. But OKC's an intriguing team to me. Yes, they're the number 1 seed. Yes, they have the MVP. But are they going to roll through, the Nuggets, the Lakers, and then ultimately the Celtics or Cavs? We'll see.
Who is OKC, Spenny? Without SGA, because that's the $1 million question.
Without SGA, that's a tough question, but they have an insane amount of perimeter defense when you look at Lou Dort and Jalen Williams and all those guys that they can throw out on the outside. So they match up pretty well with teams like the Lakers and like the Clippers because they have multiple bodies that they can throw on these wings and on these perimeter scorers that those other teams have. I think OKC, all it comes down to is they're young. They're really young. So if you go up against a team like the Lakers, who has obviously LeBron James, and you have Luka Doncic, who just made the finals last year, and he's been in the playoffs for a while, that is something that you're going to have to overcome as the youth. But they're the most talented team in the league right now, and I think they've shown it all year.
What scared me, Ryan, is when they played the Lakers, talking about that same OKC team. When they played them, and everybody knows the game I'm talking about, they made shutting down SGA look very easy. Yep. And the rest of the team did not know what to do with that. I got to pay attention to that.
And let's see if SGA still has that same foul call in the playoffs because that's where he makes his money.
That's a good call.
Yeah, they eat the whistle a little bit in the postseason. Mm-hmm. It's so funny, when your team is good, you pay attention to that league a little bit more, don't you? Mm-hmm. Or am I the only one? Like, I paid attention to more NBA this year.
It's like scouting tape.
Yeah, exactly. I paid attention to more NBA this year than I have in years past, for sure.
I'm literally just paying attention to the Pistons.
Really?
Yeah.
If I had to bet a team coming out of the West, I'm taking the Lakers.
Absolutely.
No
doubt.
I said on the show, I agree with you.
Absolutely.
I agree with you because I was going to say, no, I don't do that because I watch basketball regardless. I watch football regardless. I've been watching the hell out of some baseball and hockey so I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, and football is a sport that stands on its own.
Hockey
I watch other
this
baseball
weekend.
games. I'm not just watching the Tigers.
Right.
I want to see minus the White Sox, but what are the Guardians doing? What are the Brewers doing? We're not playing them. You know what I'm saying?
I check the
what are
White
the
Sox
Yankees
every
doing?
night.
Well, that's your boy, Chris Getz.
Guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be joined by Mark Champion, play-by-play voice for the Detroit Pistons on the radio side of things. Getting excited for some Pistons basketball, Pistons playoff basketball. Champ hasn't had an opportunity to call those games since 2019, at least not here in Detroit. But we'll talk to him about that. All things Pistons coming up next. But first, a message from Buddy's Pizza. Been serving up the original Detroit-style pizza since 1946. 79 years later, 22 locations in the state of Michigan, including where it all began, 6 Mile and Conant in the city of Detroit. Sign up for Buddy's Rewards, earn points on every purchase, and receive exclusive promotions. Download the Buddy's mobile app right now. Start earning today. Save 10% on your entire order using promo code 10MEAL. That's the number 10 and then meal. MEAL. Buddy'sPizza.com.
And let me tell you about the social medias. You can find Woodward Sports on any social media platform with a presence, whether it's YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, wherever you deal in social media, Woodward Sports is popping off there at Woodward Sports. Tap in, follow us, and get some of the best Detroit sports content in the game on all social media platforms.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
The boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Hey guys, attention you sports fans. You know who I'm talking about. It's Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. He joins us every Tuesday on Big D Energy. He joins us on Thursdays. We'll talk to him tomorrow. He is here to keep you in the game, playing at your best. He's got that special sauce to keep you going and being the best you. Call Dr. Jeff Pierce today. It's 248-426-9944, or catch him online as well at MichiganSportsAndSpine.com.
And let me tell you about Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Awesome is when a guy can be a guy and get an amazing haircut. That's Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. We take the chore out of getting a haircut. Our talented stylist will deliver an industry-leading haircut, relaxing scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. Open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Welcome back. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network. Just so people out there understand my love for this guy, I texted Maz today. I said, Maz, I want to talk a little Pistons basketball. Who's the first guy I asked you for?
MC.
And here he is right now, Mark Champion, on the line with us. Mark Champion talking Pistons basketball. How you doing, my friend?
What's up, Mark?
Very, very well. Very kind of you to say those words. I appreciate that.
We mean it.
Well, absolutely, we mean it. And it's going to be so fun to hear your voice on a Pistons playoff basketball game.
Yeah.
Mark, let me take a step back here. Big picture, 14 wins last year. I'm not sure anybody expected this. How did this come to be? I mean, they're the first team in the history of the NBA to triple their wins from a year ago. This has been an incredible season.
Well, it has. I went along and I said, okay, is this team for real? Is this team for real? Is this team for real? And it got to about January, mid-January, and I said, yes, they're for real. And, the interesting thing is that JB made a comment in one of the press briefings prior to a game. He said, when I took this job, it wasn't like the cupboard was bare. So there was talent there, and we're seeing that talent develop. I think what they did is they brought in the right coach for the right team. They brought in Trajan Langdon, who has done a terrific job, in particular bringing in the right veteran players like Tobias Harris and Tim Hardaway Jr. and Malik Beasley and most recently Dennis Schroeder.
And, when you have those veteran players like that, what did that mean to a guy like Cade Cunningham and his development? Because without that veteran presence, I'm not sure Cade is as good as he has been this year. Just the ability to be an MVP-type candidate, those veterans really had an impact on him, did they not?
Well, they did from a leadership standpoint. Now, Cade is a leader as well, but again, he's still very young. And so it helped to have Tobias and Tim, who have been through the wars, and I was going through adding up all of their playoff appearances, and obviously that's going to be very helpful in this series against New York. Cade still hasn't had a playoff game, so this will be new for him. And yeah, I think the veteran players help him out a great deal, but he's also gotten better. I mean, he is a bona fide all-NBA type player, and I would be shocked if he wasn't on one of the top three teams.
Talk more about Cade for a second, Mark, because I think when everybody is going through this who's the next face of the league conversation, what do you think this stage means at Madison Square Garden in round one? How far could this series go to introduce Cade Cunningham to not only the basketball world, but the world in general?
Well, I think he's already been introduced. I don't think this playoff series will either enforce it or, decline in his national presence. He's already on a national stage, and it's only going to get better. Sure, a playoff series win would be absolutely phenomenal for this team and would cap off what they have done. But it's not going to be easy, even though they beat the Knicks 3 out of 4 in the regular season. But now we're in the playoffs, so it's a whole new animal again I hearken back. That is why guys like Harris and Hardaway and Beasley and Schroeder all are so important now to get through to these young fellas, that the playoffs are a whole different animal.
Mark, always good to talk to you. Braylon Edwards here. Can you expound on that a little bit? Because I talk about the playoff intensity a lot. I talk about how it changes in terms of the nuances. Explain how the playoffs changes, especially for a young team, the Detroit Pistons.
Well, it gets serious. That's number one. Guys, it's they don't take a quarter off or a game off. It's every game, and they're going at it 100%. And the officials let them play a little bit. I was watching the game last night, and even though both teams got to the free throw line a lot, I still thought they allowed some physicality in that game, and that's beneficial to the Pistons, probably to New York as well, but certainly to the Pistons. And it's just the intensity level. You can't take a play off, and it's going to be fun to see how these guys react, especially when the Knicks come out. The Garden's going to be nuts, as Maz knows, and it's going to be one of those where they come out in the first quarter and hope not to get hit up the side of the head by a sledgehammer.
Yep. I was saying that, MC. I think the Pistons need game one, and I want them to come out and really play their best game. And I know they always come out and they hustle, and I think they'll out-hustle the Knicks. I think they're the Knicks of last year, actually, and I think the Knicks are missing something. And I know they made that trade for Cat. I don't think they're the same team as they were last year. But getting back to the Pistons, as well as they've played, now you got Jaden Ivey starting to get healthy. Do you see him getting minutes in this series right away, or do you think they play what they have?
I 100% don't know. I would doubt it. I mean, they announced, what was it, about a week ago that he was starting to ramp up. But that didn't mean, heavy basketball. That just meant the track to get back to where he needs to be. But I would doubt it. But again, the bottom line is I don't know.
And as far as the coaches go, I mean, from last year to this year, sure, they make those veteran additions this year. But what has J.B. Bickerstaff done that they failed last year? They hired a guy in Monty Williams who was a gentleman's gentleman, but he really did not want to be here, and it showed.
Well, I don't know that he didn't want to be here, but I do know that for whatever reason, it just got out of hand, and they just couldn't stop the slide. They were in every game. I mean, it came down where they probably could have won 30 games, but they just didn't get it to the finish line. And JB came in here, number one. He wanted defense, and the players have bought into that. Isaiah Stewart has bought into coming off the bench, being the energy guy coming off the bench to play defense. And everybody has gotten better defensively, so that's a huge factor. And then when Tom Gores made the move and brought in Trajan Langdon and JB, he wanted everybody to be on the same page. And I don't think that was the case in the previous year. So now everyone is working on the same page. They agree with what's going on, and I think that's helped out.
Mark, let me ask you about two players that I just truly enjoy, and I think their ceiling is very high. Jalen Duren and Asar Thompson. I want to start with Asar Thompson. I love the fact that he plays on both sides of the court. He's offensive, he's defensive. He's just a guy that I think, like I just said, the ceiling, it could be a lot there. And you know what, his brother was able to make the transition fast in Houston. Since he's been back with the clock, I feel like he's getting it going, man. Like, talk about Asar Thompson. What can he be with this Detroit Pistons team?
The thing that's been impressive about him is he missed so much time because of the blood clot issue, and his brother Amin kept playing and has gotten better and better. And Asar is caught up pretty good. If you look at their numbers, they're very similar now. Amin may be slightly better offensively, but Asar is sixth in the league in steals per game now. His deflections, he's in top 10 in deflections in a game, which is a stat you go, well, what's that mean? Well, that's a very important stat. So defensively, he's terrific, and he's getting better offensively, and he'll continue to do that. Certainly in the offseason, he'll be working very, very hard to improve his offensive game. But he's meant an awful lot. If you look at the Pistons' record with Asar in the starting lineup, it's above 500. It's really good. And so he's been terrific. And JD, I mean, JD is another guy who has stepped up big time. And, it's interesting. He has a little 12 to 15-foot shot, He doesn't take it much, but he's got it. And I've seen him in pregame warmups, and he makes them. And I think that eventually he will put that into his game. Right now, it's the lob dunks and the putbacks and that sort of thing. But I think you're going to see him develop a little bit of a 12-foot shot.
Last question for me, MC. I appreciate that. Malik Beasley. Now, I don't want to talk about the future because right here in the present, but I can, I guess, because I can do that. Malik Beasley, do the Pistons, keep him. You know, this was a great year for him. A lot of people love him. Malik Beasley, everybody's excited about it. But do the Pistons pay him, bring him back to this team?
Well, that's above my pay grade, so I honestly I don't know. I don't know. I hope so.
Okay.
We love Malik Beasley, and obviously he's had a career season for him, and I hope he stays because he has meant a lot. He wants to stay, but it all comes down to a business decision. So we'll see what they do, but I'll leave that to Trajan.
Kind of along that same line, though, you know, whether it's Malik Beasley or Dennis Schroeder or Tobias Harris or even Tim Hardaway Jr., these guys that come here, they look like they're having so much fun. We talk about the culture with the Lions all the time. What Bickerstaff and Langdon have created here, it looks so fun. When I watch the Pistons, it looks like a team that likes each other, that is having fun together, and I think that's a very dangerous team. How you're around these guys every day. How much fun are they having?
Well, the chemistry is fantastic, and for whatever reason, in the NBA, the chemistry means an awful lot. I mean, we've seen teams who have stacked their rosters, and they don't perform that well. They don't win a championship. They don't get close to it because the players, for whatever reason, don't match up. This team does. They like each other. They like being around each other. You mentioned good time. Yeah, they do. They have a great time. And a lot of that is JB. A lot of that is Trajan putting the right players together. He knew how important that was. So chemistry means so much. And it was interesting when they brought in Dennis Schroeder. You went, okay, well, how's this going to affect the chemistry? He stepped right in, and he couldn't believe it. I mean, he couldn't believe how much togetherness was there, and he just loved that. And, you know, his play has been terrific. And so, yeah, I hope it continues. I mean, you know, the 04 team had great chemistry as well, great chemistry. And, you know, go back to the Bad Boys days, great chemistry. Now, you had some strong individuals there, certainly like Bill Laimbeer and Zeke, but they still had a good chemistry. So it's so important in this league.
When you go back, I mean, there's a lot of people now that look at the Pistons and you want to mirror it towards a former Piston championship team. Do you think this team reminds or will remind Pistons fans more of the Bad Boys Pistons or more of the going to work Pistons?
Maybe a combination. I don't think they want to be labeled as, you know, Bad Boys 2.0 or 04 going to work 2.0. They want to establish their own identity. Now, they do have some of the 04. They have some of the Bad Boys, certainly, and Isaiah Stewart, and the 04 team and the leadership with Cade Cunningham and Malik Beasley and those types. So a little bit of both, but I think you're going to see them establish themselves as the seasons roll on. And that's the thing. I mean, this team is so young. You know, we got, 4 veterans there, but this team is still extremely young. And so they've got a lot of years left.
Hey, Mark, appreciate you joining us so much. My name's Spencer. Thanks for being here. I just had a question about
Spencer.
Isaiah Stewart and his temperament. We know that is a big thing going into this series, how important he is, the best rim protector in the NBA. When you look at what he has to do to stay in this series and stay in the games, because if he gets ejected, he's going to get suspended for another game because his technical limit. We saw that happen with Draymond Green in the finals.
I'm not sure that carries over. I'd have to look. I'm not 100% certain that I don't think it does. I don't think it carries over. But he does. I mean, I think he understands it, and he works on that. But they don't want him to become mild mannered, Clark Kent. So they still like him the way he is. but he's just got to learn when to back off, and I think his teammates will help him in that area. And, this series is going to be physical. There's no question. So, we'll see how he does it, but they got to keep him on the floor because he means so much to this team in rim protection. I mean, we saw that in the couple of games that he missed, that they were affected by it. So, he's got to stay out there. Hey, before you boot me aside, this is kind of a shout out, but can I mention something?
Of course.
Larry Henry passed away.
The L Train.
About a week ago. Yeah, the L Train. And I hired Larry at WWJ when I was sports director. And
voice.
I hired him to do Michigan sports on that station. At that time, there were 2 stations carrying Michigan. And so I've known Larry for a long time, and he is a fantastic play-by-play voice. Really big time. And, for whatever reason, he didn't pursue it beyond here. But just wanted to send out our prayers to his family and say we're going to miss him. It was a shock. I didn't know anything about it until I saw it in the paper. And
Yep.
so we'll miss the L Train. He was quite the individual.
He sure was.
When I was an intern at Fox 2, I met him at MIS.
Yeah, he knew his racing.
And just such a gentleman, though.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what a gentleman. I was
What a
just
voice.
some intern. I always
great
gauge
voice.
this. No, huge voice. I always gauge the guys, like, how they treat the interns.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was
stories.
just such a gentleman. I was not aware of that, Mark. I'm sorry to hear that news.
Yeah, it was a shock to me when I saw it, and I don't know any of the details on it or anything, but he was 73 years old, just a young guy,
Too young.
compared to me.
Hey, God bless. Hey, MC, I need you to give me a prediction
All right,
in
fellas.
this series.
Bless you,
Wait,
MC.
you're not going anywhere. Are the Pistons going to win this series?
Yes.
Yeah.
There we go. That was a firm yes.
There we go.
That was a firm yes. Always good to see you.
Now
MC.
you can go.
Mark, thanks so much
All
for the
right.
time, my friend. We appreciate
All right.
you.
Take care, guys.
See
You
ya.
got it. Awesome. The great Mark Champion, an icon,
Legend.
a legend.
Absolute legend.
In this city. Tremendous to get his take on Pistons Knicks. And it is fun because I think a lot of the national people won't even know what hit them. If you saw, they all picked the Knicks. All 7 experts or whatever it was on ESPN picked the Knicks over the
course.
Pistons. And you get that. You understand that. But I just don't know if they know what they're in store for.
Not at all.
I think the Pistons are going to punch them in the mouth game 1.
Me too. Me too.
They're definitely going to punch him in the mouth. I hope we don't get any interference from the refs. I think the Pistons can take game 1. It's going to be exciting. I just love seeing Mark, man. I got a funny story. I've told you about the broadcast boot camp story. Broadcast boot camp, NFL, they allow former players and current players a chance to go to the broadcast boot camp either in Pennsylvania or in Ohio. Definitely didn't choose Bowling Green. But anyway, when I went, they allow you to learn the space of media. You can do interviews, you can do color, you can do radio. So I was doing color. Mark Champion was the color guy. So I'm excited, even though I didn't know I was going to do color when I got here. I'm excited. And Rob Gronkowski on this play. He could have. And like Mark's like, you can't see it on the screen. He's like tapping like my pant leg, but he's tapping like on a rhythm, like a rhythmic cadence. I'm like, oh, he's telling me to slow down.
Yeah.
It was the smoothest thing ever. It didn't work,
cool.
but I knew he was trying to.
Him and Rick Mahorn, man. Him and Rick Mahorn, they're very funny. Lindsey Hunter's done some games this year. He's done a great job. It's always great to hear him, and loved him as the Lions play-by-play with Jim Brandstatter. That was they set the bar high, man, and Dan Miller's picked it right up from there.
Holy mackerel.
Holy mackerel! Can't believe they did it
look,
again.
there's a lot of excitement surrounding this organization, and you mentioned Malik Beasley, and you almost have to bring a guy like that back, right? I mean, you almost have to because of what Mark just said. Team chemistry. Chemistry means a lot in the NBA. It just does. And I think he's one of those glue guys. He is absolutely a glue guy. And, of course, look, this team revolves around Cade. But Cade is allowed to have the floor space he's allowed to have because what Beasley and what Beasley specifically, the threat that he is from downtown. That's just a fact. You got to reward that. You got to pay that. Just like the Lions reward their own Let's see the Pistons reward their own now. Re-sign Malik Beasley and go on a little bit of a run here.
First
like
player.
if you-
Oh, sorry.
Oh, no. Go ahead, Spence.
First player in the history of the NBA to hit 300 3-pointers off the bench, ever. Nobody's ever done it. And, remember, at the trade deadline, he walked up to Trajan Langdon and said, don't trade me, I want to be here.
Spenny, I think that matters. I think that absolutely matters to an organization, especially when 12 months ago, I'm not sure anybody in the NBA or anybody on the Pistons wanted to be on the Pistons.
Nope.
That's 12 months ago.
Yeah.
That's a
Look
fact.
what this turnaround has become. Guys now want to be here. Bray, I think that is just remarkable.
Yeah, I think it's remarkable as well. I asked that question, though, because just like whenever you're talking about getting a player in, it's just not what that player does on the court. There's a little bit off the court things going on. There are mitigating factors that the Pistons are checking into from before the time he got here. How was that going to be? How was he going to be? Now, he's been everything good this season, but then the conversation comes money, and that's where you get to. So Malik Beasley is a guy that they have to keep. You got stars around. K's the star, just like SGA is the guy. But around SGA, you got Lou Dort, you got JJ, you have Chet. You got guys that can play the game, and that's what you need out of Malik Beasley. Like, you have to have this guy on your team. He's the best shooter on this team.
Hey, a couple super chats. I want to get him in.
please.
Burn earlier today. We were talking to Little Tigers. He says, say a prayer, a chant, whatever you got to do so we can exercise whatever evil has struck the Tiger bats. These hard-hit balls dying is just nuts. Since then, Torque has hit a home run, and Riley Green has struck out 2 more times. And Freddie Felt.
Javi's 2 for 3.
Freddie Felt.
Javi!
Javi 2 hits.
I told you he was going to hit 300 this
Now,
year.
Freddie Felt wants you to read his super chat.
Okay.
He wants Braylon to read his super chat.
let
So
me
go
tell
to
you.
the super chat.
let me
You
tell
know how he
Oh, I
wants you
can't
to
wait for this.
You know how he wants you to read it too. So
I don't see it.
I already know how he wants him to read it.
Oh, my God. I already know. It has to do with Karl Anthony Towns?
well, yeah, he wants you to.
I thought it was a 3.
He wants you to do an OMG watching a Tiger game as Karl Anthony Towns.
That's pretty good. I got to stop doing this because once the video get out there, they're going to have
They
jokes
gonna
for
clip
me.
it.
I can do it.
This is the last time I'll be able to do this for you guys. Oh, my God. Where's the Tigers? Where's the TV? There's a TV to the left, so I like this is it. Tigers. Oh, my God. Struck out again. Jesus. There you go, Carl.
cat?
Yes. Very much so.
He asked about you in media. No, I swear to God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, what? Oh, my God.
I
Like,
didn't know cat talks like
cat.
that.
It's a 7'1" light-skinned, over-exaggerated Cali girl.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it is. Like, what happened to the dude from Kentucky? No, he wasn't hardcore, but he didn't talk like that.
Oh my gosh, that is fantastic.
I wanted to ask Mark who he thought was going to win the NBA championship, but besides the Pistons, I was going to ask him.
You always put those guys on the spot. You know they can't say anything.
I know.
Well, what about let's just say that in the East right now, who is as it stands right now? Go around the room. Who's your NBA final right now? I mean, is it Lakers and
old
Celtics
school.
again?
Magic Bird.
Cavs Lakers.
It would make me. It
You
would
like
make me
the
sick to my
Cavs.
stomach.
I do. Cavs Lakers box office. LeBron crushing the hearts of all young Cleveland fans, winning another one for the Lakers.
I will say this though. That Los Angeles Houston Rockets series,
Yeah. The
because
Rockets.
you
are
know
good.
Ime Udoka and LeBron do not like each other.
Well, what is a better? What is the best final for the NBA?
Boston and L.A.
Is it Boston
Yeah.
and
No.
LA, or
I
is
disagree.
it Cleveland and LA?
I disagree with that too.
Well, it's not great for me either way. You just said it. If LA's in it, I'm going to just puke because I
Well, you
cannot
don't like
wait.
LeBron?
I can't wait till he retires. I cannot freaking wait.
You don't want to see
I love it. I love your hatred. For
I
LeBron.
can't.
The best.
I hate him.
Here's the best. OKC and New York. OKC and New York would be the best because one, you get New York back to the finals. They are, even though they only have 2 championships, they are one of the premier brands. You get them back. No one on that team has won. Brunson, it will be his first time. Cat, it will be his first time, and everybody else. And then you got SGA and the band of young misfits. This is where the NBA is going. This is what the NBA is.
The reason I ask is because Super Bowl viewing up, Final Four up, Masters up, Daytona 500 up. Now we go to the NBA.
It's been down.
And well, I mean, but I'm just talking about championship
Yeah.
weekend. Like
Yeah.
that, now you move to the NBA Finals. Like, what makes the NBA Finals also stay along that track where you say up?
Knicks, Lakers.
Knicks, Lakers.
Yeah.
That absolutely, a New York
LA
team
versus
in
New
there.
York.
Yep.
Even Boston Lakers. Repeat.
Boston Lakers would be too, yeah.
I mean, they have a.
But I think the Knicks they're the mecca of basketball.
Right.
Everybody loves basketball there. They, like Braylon said, they haven't been to the finals in so long. I think they could sell.
I would want them in just to watch the courtside.
Yeah.
Right.
I want the Knicks in just to watch courtside.
Everybody-
It's the who's who.
Can I ask you a dumb question?
Yeah.
At what point do we stop caring about the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden? Honestly.
You're looking
like
at the guy, man. You're looking at me.
You were 11.
I was 11.
Naz, you were 11
I'm
years
11.
old.
11.
The last time the Knicks were a championship team, Tom Mazawey was 11 years old. He's a 62-year-old man right now.
I feel-
63-year-old man right now.
Damn.
So, I mean, you're talking 52 years since they won a championship. At what point do we stop? Oh, why don't we call the Staples Center the Mecca?
It's not.
Because it's not. Like Madison Square Garden is, even before the Knicks, it was the Mecca.
Crypto.com
And then the Knicks
arena.
just happened to play there, and then it became the team. So the Knicks get the benefit of having Muhammad Ali as a Knick, the concerts as a Knick, MSG as a Knick. It's everything encompassing is the New York Knicks. Like when you go there, it's everything. Like that's what it is.
It's the organ. It's the look of the place.
It's the Big East back in the
It's
day.
the only arena that's on like on the 7th floor of a building. I mean, it's amazing.
true.
It's an amazing building. It's in Penn Station where the subway and the people are all there. It's just a happening place.
It's my bucket list.
It's just a happening place.
It's also too when you come back. That's one of my favorite things when you're watching games. You come back and they show a cityscape. It's New York. It's Manhattan. Like I love New York before I played for the Jets.
It's an arena sitting in the middle of all those big buildings. It's cool.
37
when you
in
say
Madison.
32nd Mad. Yep.
Look at that. Well, all right then.
It's like
Hey man, you
Mount
talking to
Rushmore.
two New Yorkers?
Right,
Hey, I was,
okay.
and even Spinny jumped in on that.
Like I think of basketball, and I think of the Lakers. I think of the Bulls. I think of the Celtics. I think of anybody but the Knicks.
I
If
don't
the
blame
Lakers
you.
were still at the
When-
Forum,
What's that?
if it was still at the Forum, it could compare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it could compare.
Fab-
So
Fabulous
it's the
Forum,
building
baby.
itself.
Yeah.
But again,
Have you gone?
Not to belabor the point. Not to belabor the point.
Have you gone?
I've never been to the Garden.
Go.
I know it's a place I'd like to go.
Just go.
I have to go. I understand. I've never been to the Garden, but the building itself is fine. But when's the last time meaningful basketball has been played there?
Patrick Ewing.
Yeah. I mean, 94.
Yeah.
I mean, think about
99.
that. That was 30
They made it
freaking
to-
years ago.
Those Knicks teams should have won
To me,
championships.
but to me, 1994 feels like it was yesterday. But it was 30 freaking years ago.
I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, I mean,
You missed a good thing there, Spencer.
I know.
right.
OJ and the Knicks at once
And
on
you
the
know,
screen.
I like the Knicks, man. So.
I know you do.
Knicks has blown it for years.
OJ and the
Well,
Knicks are the ones that-
just wanted to share that.
They paid a ton of injured players.
Braylon mock draft. You ready?
I did some homework.
You
man.
ready?
Ish.
It is the time coming up after this where Braylon reveals his top picks of
Hey,
the
baby.
2025 NFL draft. We'll do it
Call me
next.
Mel Kiper.
First, a message from Mark White.
All right, guys, dreaming of a new home but feeling a financial pinch? Well, Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's $5,000 that you can keep in your pocket. Call Mark White and his team today. 248-290-8242. Visit them online as well, markwhitesells.com. Again, that number, 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
And we were just talking, our teams are doing good, man. I know you want some new merch for all your Detroit sports teams. It's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and ultimate swag. Shop.woodwardsports.com is your website to go get everything you need. Hoodies, tees, hats, all guaranteed to turn heads. Get the latest designs today at shop.woodwardsports.com. Go, we'll be right back.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. The bats are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters. Woodward Sports.
Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Scan the QR code above my head and use promo code Woodward1000. That's Woodward1000 to get your first bet up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if it doesn't hit. It's that simple. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. What about Planet Fitness?
Fitness where your fitness is essential. I appreciate that, Spinmo Rex. Look, with over 50 metropolitan Detroit locations, the gym for you. You can come, get in shape, feel good, feel great, but there's no judgment. There's trainers with every membership that you get, and then also the gyms are clean. How clean? Squeaky clean. It's the gym for you, man. Planet Fitness where your fitness is essential.
All right, hour number 2 of the program. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got Ricky Burns in here, and it is our pleasure to be joined by the great Spencer Raxter. We call him Spenny. Welcome in, Spenny.
Pleasure is all mine.
Doing a bang-up job. Pete is out today. Let Pete cook.
Pete's tilting right now.
He's what?
Tilting.
What's that mean?
You ever play pinball?
Pinball.
You never play pinball?
Yeah,
you
but I never
tilted a
heard
pinball
tilting.
machine?
No.
You never
That's
tilted
like
a
the
pinball
cold.
I don't know what that
You're
means.
not-
Like when you're
So you
shaking
get
the
the ball
machine,
Yeah, I played pinball. I don't know the vernacular, though.
Shaking what?
you shake
So-
the machine to try to get the ball to
And
go.
sometimes it's an alert that says
Pause.
tilting, right?
Hey, I knew he was doing. That's why I shut up. That's why I shut up.
Oh, God.
grabbed the hold of that thing?
And then you gotta get it real good, man. You gotta go and turn that thing.
Oh, my gosh. That's great. All right, Bray, let's get to it. You put some work in, and you have a mock draft. Walk us through what you did here.
All right, look, I did a little bit of work. I got tired of people saying, well, who would you draft? And me saying, well, I would draft this. No, did some homework. I know we need a defensive line presence. I want an edge rusher. I did some homework, and I found a guy that I like. The only question was, how can the Lions get this guy? How could they move up? So I got a mock draft that features a trade by the Detroit Lions. So what we'll do is we'll just start with the top of the draft, and when we get to where the Lions have made this trade, I'll break down that trade, and we'll talk about that player. So put up the mock draft, spin my racks, if you will, without giving away number 15. Is there a way to do that?
Yeah, I got it right here.
My guy.
That's it.
Here we go. Look at this guy right here. So here we go. This is the top 10 in the draft. Now I have to put this out there. I didn't do all this by myself. I had the help of Gemini. I put in the player that I wanted. It's AI, by the way. I put in the player that I wanted, what I wanted to do, where I want that player to go, how far I was willing to go up. And then this is what they gave me. So number 1 will be Cam Ward. That's not changing anytime soon. Abdul Carter at 2. Travis Hunter goes to New York. In this one, Will Campbell now comes up, the offensive tackle from LSU, comes up to 3. At 4. That's what they need to protect Drake May. Mason Graham for you right there.
Ooh.
At 5. What do you think about Mason Graham going 5 to
I mean, that is – aside from
Yeah.
Cam Ward going number 1, that is the pick that has been so
Consistent.
solid and consistent throughout every mock draft. They let one Michigan guy go. Jacksonville did in Aiden Hutchinson, passed him over. They will not let this Michigan defensive lineman be passed over. That is the pick there at 5.
I knew I can get the Michigan Slappy to give me some good information.
That's what's up.
Oh, my God.
I can't believe what I'm looking at number 8.
My eyes are glued. I don't even know if you have to
I don't
do
know how the
anything
hell
else.
that's happening.
All right, here we go. Go to it then. At number 8, Shedeur Sanders of the Falcons.
This is the best mock draft I've ever seen in
It's
my
very-
life.
We skipped over Ashton Genty, by the way, with the Raiders, but this is more interesting. You're excited. Ryan let you go.
I mean, first of all,
two quarterback drafts.
I want to do a drug test, an alcohol test, a psychological evaluation test
on Raheem Morris or on Gemini.
If the Atlanta Falcons take Shedeur Sanders at 8, I will do a day of this show naked.
No, hold on, wait.
You're fine.
You gotta consult us on something like that. I don't want to see that.
I mean,
I
there's
love
just,
you, bro, but not that much.
There is no. I am that confident
Oh man.
that the Atlanta Falcons will not take Shedeur Sanders.
Well, you know, Gemini doesn't have a soul, so the
Right.
got it wrong. But let me ask you, why not? But why not?
Well, they have Michael Penix. That's number one. And they still do have Kirk Cousins on their roster. And I don't think Shedeur wants to go to a place where he's not going to start right away.
Maybe they're taking him to trade him.
I'm just saying.
Maybe AI knows something. Atlanta takes him. They hold him for ransom. The Giants give him a call. Bada bing, bada boom.
Or you take him and you trade Penix to Pittsburgh.
Full State Farms. I have to read Full State Farms, okay?
Go ahead.
In the chat. Shedeur to Atlanta is the reason I can't take this seriously.
I
can't take this channel seriously.
First of all,
that is funny.
Thanks for the comment.
First of all, it was fun. I knew that wouldn't be a lot of fun. At the end of the day, that trade, that move won't happen. But I guarantee you a lot of this other stuff is real, and I like the pick that I have. But it is fun to think about two quarterbacks.
It's entertainment,
Who
right?
would get fired first?
That is funny. Who would get fired first?
Michael Penix.
Arthur Blank.
Arthur Blank would have a coronary.
Right.
Arthur Blank.
He's
would
a
get
great
fired
owner,
first.
by the way.
Oh,
A great
man.
owner.
Having fun on the show. But yeah.
A Green says, Ryan, you're really going to have the older ladies going crazy. Wifey going to get pissed, though. I think I'll be fine.
All right, put up the last 5 spins, and we'll get to the Lions, and then I will tell you.
Cover the Lions one.
Here it is, Quinn Ewers, quarterback. There you go. That's another one.
Oh, man, Bray.
That'd be another one.
This is great.
It is great, but just go to 15 now, and I'll read you why I want Jaylon Walker to be member of the Detroit Lions. Jaylon Walker, there it is, the pick. Georgia Bulldogs. You know what they've done? I'll read a little bit about him. In order for this to work, the Los Angeles Rams received the 28th pick, 2025 third round, 90, and then the 2026 second round pick. The reason for the trade, the Detroit Lions, coming off a successful season, identified potential blue chip defensive lineman and Jalen Walker from Georgia, who is slipping down the board. They believe he has the potential to be a game record long-term partner for Aiden Hutchinson in defensive line. What has Georgia done on the defensive side in the last 5, 6?
One word. Dominate.
Trey
That's
Scott.
what they've done.
Trey Scott has been the defensive line coach since 2016. He was the defensive line coach for Jordan Davis. He was defensive line coach for Trayvon Walker, who I think will be a better player with a better defensive coordinator. No pun intended. Last year, Mikael Williams, who's also racing up the board, coached him too. N'Kobe Dean. Now you go to Glenn Schumann, the defensive coordinator himself. He's been there 5 years. You see what he's done with these defensive players? Kirby Smart is a understudy of who? Nick Saban. How many players of his have we gotten? What I'm telling you is that these Georgia players, they hit. Like, just ask the Eagles about how those players work. This is the next guy. You need an edge rusher. You don't need another Aiden Hutchinson. I know he's 6'2", a little undersized, 260 pounds. Reminds me of Elvis Dumerville. Played against him. I know you heard that name, man. 6 sacks in one game. Dwight Freeney is another name that comes to mind.
I would take a Dwight Freeney clone.
Undersized, long guy, strong, knows how to use his arms at the point of attack. They move him around kind of like Micah Parsons a little bit. I love the fact that his leverage allows him to get up under those left tackles. This is the guy that I want. You need an edge rusher whose job is to see quarterback, go get quarterback. I don't care about the run game. I don't care about anything else. See quarterback, get quarterback. Jaylon Walker is the guy that I want to go.
I see you got the Eagles moving up to get Mikael Williams from Georgia.
Well, they probably do that as well.
The Eagles, first of all, the Eagles scare me more than any
It
team.
was about.
The Eagles scare me in this draft more than any team. Every time they make a pick, it's gold. It don't matter where they are in the draft. Howie Roseman, I don't know, man. He's like a snake charmer. He made a deal with the devil.
He's a witch doctor.
Honestly, he doesn't. They don't make mistakes. They get guys late in the draft and in the second round that have become all pros within a year.
And then what do they do?
Win the Super Bowl.
They go out and make trades to solidify their squads or free agent signings.
They do.
AJ Brown a couple of years ago,
Yeah.
and then Saquon.
AJ Brown.
Supplement.
I'm telling you, there could be some wide receivers traded in this draft, and one of them could be Jamison Williams. And I know we talked about it a little, but I'm telling you, I smell a rat. I do.
I don't dismiss anything at all, but I do believe that the wide receiver position feels as expendable. There's so many good wide receivers in the game today. Why? I don't know, but it feels like the game currently has more, I'll use this word, Braylon, great wide receivers as a whole than at any point in a long time. Everybody's got at least one. Most teams have two.
It's the same as it was, I think, back in the day. I think now it's just different. The focus is
Because of how they use them?
Yes, it's how they use them. The focus is on the pass game. Everything is passing, so every team is going to have 4 or 5, not 4, but 3, 4 receivers, and everything is predicated on the passing game. The referees allow for the passing game to work. So I don't think it's a ton of more great receivers now than it was then. I just think it's where the game is, because I can easily say in that case, well, it was way more better running backs back in the day.
Sure, no doubt.
But that's where the game was. That's where the game was.
And I think that's exactly, but I think that's why a guy like Genti gets so much pub right now, right? Because you can't, I guess you could, but what I'm saying is, if I told you, Braylon Edwards, all right, for anybody in this room, in the 4th round, 3rd round, even, I need to find an impact wide receiver and an impact running back, and I'll give you a 3rd round pick to do that. What would you feel more comfortable? What position would you feel more comfortable getting an impact player, a wide receiver or running back in the 3rd round?
Running back.
Running back?
Yeah. I'd say it's about the same at this point. I'd say it's about the same.
Fair enough.
I'd say an offensive lineman.
It's because things are about the scheme. It doesn't matter. Like, you don't necessarily. It's so many. Let me slow down. The great wide receivers are far and few in between. Now, everything is about a scheme. Everything is about how the system is. You're not getting even Devontae Adams is a damn good receiver. He's not as close as good as Randy Moss. He's not as close as good as the T.O. He's not as close. I can name you Calvin, Larry Fitzgerald. And he's a really good receiver, but it's about scheme. Like Christian Kirk. Yeah. Like if Christian Kirk.
You'll never get over that.
But watch this, though. If Christian Kirk goes to the right team, the right system, he can mess around and have a hell of a career if he's in between Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp.
Exactly.
Like, that's how it works. So back in the day, the wide receiver would come to the team and you make the team. It's a guy like now. You can just get a bunch of guys, plug them in and play them.
For my thought process with the drafting part is like, I think it's the dichotomy of the two picks. Like you look at wide receiver, and there are so many first-round wide receiver draft picks that don't play out. That a lot of these first-round wide receivers normally don't work out. So you're hoping for a lottery ticket for a 3rd round or a 4th round wide receiver. While running back, a lot of the good running backs don't get drafted in the 1st round because they're running backs. So in the 2nd or 3rd round, you got guys that are
really
very good, talented players, but they're just running backs, so they don't get picked.
Fair enough.
Who are the first-round wide receivers that haven't worked out? Not named Treylon Burks.
I mean, Justin Blackmon's the first one that comes to mind for no reason.
Okay, you just went back like 12 years.
Yeah, if you look at it,
like 12 years.
Looking at the top wide receivers in the game now, right? Jamar Chase, 1st round. Justin
LSU.
Jefferson, 1st round. Drake London, 1st round.
USC.
Jerry Jeudy, 1st round. Malik Neighbors, 1st round. CeeDee Lamb, 1st round. You've got Amon-Ra St. Brown,
4th.
Brian Thomas Jr. from
round.
Jacksonville, 1st round.
LSU.
Lad McConkey at 10 is a 2nd round pick.
Yeah.
Trey McBride in Arizona, 2nd round pick.
He got paid.
He's a tight end.
Yeah.
He got paid.
Yeah.
Highest paid tight end.
A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, 2nd round. So, I mean, I guess,
I don't know.
A.J. Brown, 2nd round. Devontae, 2nd round.
Yeah, you look at
Amon-Ra, 4th round.
Quentin Johnston, Jonathan Mingo.
But then if you go back, just look at running backs. Saquon Barkley. first round.
Pick
Derrick Henry, second round. Bijan, first round. Jonathan Taylor, first round. Gibbs, first round. Josh Jacobs, first round.
See, Derrick Henry is exactly what Spinney was just talking about. He happened to come. The man had 2,000 yards. Actually, he had 2,300 yards. He had 2,300 yards rushing. He played for Alabama. You know what he was. He went in the second round because everyone thought that the running back was dead.
You know what? I stand corrected. Spenny, you changed my mind on this.
There's a deeper pool of wide receiver for sure. But
well, yes. If you look at just the top 10 running backs from last year, you've got number 7, Kyron Williams, 5th round pick, and Aaron Jones, 5th round pick. Those are in the top 10 rushers of all of last year. 2 5th round picks. So maybe you do have a point.
Like we saw Pacheco do a lot of stuff for the Chiefs, and
Chuba Hubbard, a 4th round pick.
Yeah.
3 guys. So I stand corrected. The numbers. Hey, the one thing that doesn't have an opinion is math. I'll always go with the math.
I do think you should draft a wide receiver every single year, no matter what, though, because what if you get an Amon-Ra St. Brown in the 4th, or a Cooper Kupp in the wherever he was drafted, a Puka Nacua in the 6th? I think you should draft a wide receiver every single year, no matter what.
Plus, once you get to a level like the Lions are in terms of where they are, we expect them to, be drafting.
Don't we have Ronnie Bell?
30 and back for the next, foreseeable future. Like, take a 4 or a 5 or a 6 because it doesn't mean as much to you as it once did.
Pretty interesting stuff there. Braylon, good list, man.
I thought you would have some fun with the quarterback stuff.
Yeah,
I almost didn't do it. I was, but then I said they'll laugh.
I want to be very clear here with the Shedeur Sanders selection. It's not number 8. If they trade that pick and he goes 8, that's fine. But Atlanta's not taking him.
I agree.
I could care less. My only thing was to show him the 15. Jalen Walker.
Well, I needed to just clarify my going naked.
Listen to me. He's going to the Giants at 3.
You think so?
Yes. Done deal. Done.
They need him.
Trust me. He's going there at 3.
You're taking him over Travis Hunter?
Yes, for sure. For sure. And he's going to learn under Russell Wilson. I know, don't laugh. And Jameis Winston. And he's going to be very, very good. I truly believe that. And Mel Kiper kind of put me over the top with him.
Who in the hell is Mel Kiper?
Exactly. Shedeur Sanders, it comes from great stock. I know Deion wasn't a quarterback, but he's Deion Sanders. This kid is going to be special, and he's going to be a New York Giant.
Oh, it took Mel Kiper, but when I said it wasn't good enough. It wasn't good enough when I said it.
Well, you had him with Atlanta. I moved him up to the G-Man.
Man, how would you feel if they didn't draft, if they passed on Shedeur?
I'd be sick to my stomach unless they get Abdul Carter, because what you're going to lack on offense, you'll get on defense.
The defensive line is sick.
They are.
Do you draft Abdul as well?
Yes. Why not? More defense?
DeMarcus Lawrence.
Bring
Abdul,
him. Bring it.
Kayvon.
You're not going to score a lot.
Brian
you
Burns.
might as well shut teams down.
Yeah, that's true.
Can I ask you a question about, maybe we should do this next segment, but isn't the best case scenario for the NFL and Shedeur
Yes.
for Shedeur to be the quarterback of the New York
Yes.
Giants and
Absolutely.
be good?
Yes.
Isn't that the best case scenario for the NFL as a league?
Yes.
To have that player on that stage in that city.
If he goes to Cleveland, he'll be out of the NFL in 4 years.
Or New Orleans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or New Orleans. Cleveland, New Orleans. Come on. No offense to either of those cities. But it's better, Pittsburgh even, it's better for the league if he's in New York. And he's good, by the way.
He's going to be.
And
that's
good.
where he's going to be.
I was watching E.J. Manuel break him down this morning.
Oh, E.J. Manuel.
E.J. Manuel is, by the way, I cannot believe I've not seen him on ESPN before. He's fantastic.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Oh, my gosh. He was fantastic. Is this
Florida
like
State University? He's Clemson. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like ACC Network, which is an arm of ESPN.
Yeah.
Florida
I've
State.
never seen him on ESPN before.
He'll be moving
up. The way
up.
he broke down Sanders was tremendous. And he was talking about, he's not 6'4", and he can't move, but he can move just enough to see down the field. And it was just like I'm doing this breakdown, no justice, but his evaluation of that type of play, I don't want to say changed my mind because I don't know if he's going to be good or not. I just don't. I hope he's good because I think that's better for the league if he's good. But it was really good. It was really good.
Do you like him now better?
I've always liked him. It's just, for me, my question is, I don't know how it works to have that cocky of a player in an NFL locker room. I told you how it worked with Baker Mayfield and Ben Roethlisberger and a couple other of these really cocky guys. They don't win locker rooms over. I've never been in a locker room. I could just do the history of it.
How about Joe Namath?
But you're talking 70 years ago, 80, 90 years ago. Joe Namath.
Only 60.
I mean, if you look at some of the most cocky players of the last 20 years, I'm just saying 20 years specifically, they have not worked out in this league.
Where did the cocky narrative come from, though? Like, what about him makes him like over the top cocky for you?
I think the raising your watches, seeking out the cameras, raising the watches, playing to the crowd, all the money
on the sideline,
all the money stuff. I do think that I think that's fine. That's part of his attitude. I mean, that's Deion's persona.
Like
he's got great stock.
So you believe he's going to go to his team and be there? You don't think that his father will have a conversation with him, or that he's not going to change?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how you can change.
But why wouldn't he, though? Because you just said he comes from great stock. His father is a Hall of Famer. If my father's a Hall of Famer, he tells me, yo, put the watches down.
But Deion did. Right. But Deion didn't take a back seat.
Yeah, Deion did. Exactly. Yeah. And what happened with him?
He's a Hall of Famer.
I just like the whole narrative to me is confusing. Like, I don't think he's as cocky as people make him out to be. Like, I think he flashed his watch once or twice on the sidelines 2 years ago, and people have held on to that narrative as it relates to the speed thing. Look,
well, how would you characterize it then?
2 years ago, he flashed his watch, and then his dad told him stop, and he stopped doing it. He hasn't done it in 2 years, but we're holding on to it. I would capitalize it as this is par for the course for 2025. We got young men that we talked about yesterday with Tennessee and how they're operating, where the mindset is.
Oh God,
I don't
that disgusts
think
me, by the way.
It's Shedeur Sanders, and then the speed narrative. Like, why all of a sudden when black quarterbacks don't run, they're slow?
Right.
Like, I guarantee you, when you put him in the pocket, he will look much different than Tom Brady. He will look much different than a slow quarterback. Like, nowadays, if you're not Lamar Jackson, you're slow, or you're not a running quarterback. Like, every quarterback don't have to be 4.3 to be speed.
Look at Patrick Mahomes.
Russell Wilson was 4.5 flat and cooked. Yeah. So we got to slow down with the narrative on him that he's slow.
How would you describe Shedeur Sanders?
I think he is a leader of a
team. I'm asking.
Now, hold on before you answer.
I am describing.
Remember what some of the scouts said after the combine. And this is a guy, you're looking at a guy that wants him on my team. I want him on the Giants. But you remember, they didn't like him. They thought he was too cocky in interviews.
One person.
No, it was a couple.
Maz, one person turned into two, and at the end of the day, you know why they don't like him? It's because when they were interviewing him, they were even interviewing him in a berating type of form, as opposed to just shooting the you-know-what with him and having some conversations about they were badgering him. Because I've been in those meeting rooms. I've been to the combine where they badger you. And when they badger you, you get frustrated. And when you get frustrated, it's like, all right, look, man, I'm trying to get the hell out of this meeting. Y'all don't even pick, so it doesn't matter where I'm going to get drafted. So I think that comes with it, and I think it's just all a narrative as it relates to him.
I agree.
Whatever the reason is, there is a narrative. Oh, he's cocky. Oh, he's just – no, he's not. I would classify him as a leader, someone that showed up at Jackson State every game, someone that showed up at Colorado at every game. No matter how big the game was, no matter what was going on, he was dialed into his team. He was there. Everything about him screams leader. Everything about him screams good stock because he's Deion's son.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying he reminds me specifically of Johnny Manziel in terms of the flash on the field. Johnny Manziel was I would describe Johnny Manziel as a cocky quarterback.
I love Johnny.
But he's selfish. Like, that's the difference.
Yeah.
Is the type of cocky player that Johnny Manziel was, or that Baker was, that he's no longer.
Baker is no longer that player. I think that's great. Yeah.
But the fact that he was, when he was shaking hands and the kid said no, and then all of a sudden he wanted that. Those guys were selfish. There's a difference between cocky and selfish. When you're selfish, you don't care about the team. You don't care about anything else. So the things that you do, they'll lead to costing the team. They'll lead to costing you. But when you're confident, cocky, but you're not selfish, you'll do that. But you'll tone it down, and eventually it'll be no more.
Yeah, I guess I wouldn't have that level of awareness coming out. Like, now we know that to be true. Now we know that to be true about version 1 of Baker or Johnny Manziel. Obviously, we know that now. Coming out of Texas A&M or coming out of Oklahoma, I wouldn't have been able to see the difference. You know, you know what I mean? Now not having the benefit of years in the NFL and stuff like that. Interesting conversation. I hope it works. I think it's best for the league if it works in New York.
Last thing I'll say is, coming from a father or a situation where my father played in the NFL and then I followed him, there were a lot of times when my dad gave me, like, you know, leeway or gusto. I could do the hell I want to, Ryan. But there were times when I did things and I got the phone call. There were times where I was thinking about doing things and I got the conversation. And it's like, all right, you know, he's still dad. I got to respect that word. Even though I'm 23, 24, I got all this money and I'm doing that. He's been here. His word still carries value. It's still the respect there. And I think that's what you'll see from Shedeur. Deion's word is going to carry respect and value for Shedeur.
I'll tell you what.
Clip that.
Cleveland.
Clip it.
Cleveland's at what, number 2? Picking 2?
Yes.
They'd be stupid to pass them up.
I agree.
How do they?
They
you know what I
to.
mean? If
They'd be stupid to pass them
Because
up.
they're Cleveland.
yeah, right.
I hope they do a Cleveland and they just reach for someone. Not Abdul Carter even.
Jackson Dart.
Yeah, you can reach for Jackson Dart and leave Sanders for the Giants because, Ryan, I'm telling you, you hit it on the head. He'll hit it big in New York.
Well,
Jersey.
And again, it's the best case scenario for him and the league and for football fans as a whole if a Sanders works in New York. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we are going to go through that Field Yates Mel Kiper mock draft. Is that what you want to do, Maz?
We might, or we just might do a little around the NFL and save that for tomorrow because we have a guest coming in.
Great. We could do that as well. You guys, we'll be good. That Braves reporter thing had me going.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
Please. Going too.
That's what we're talking about. Okay.
But first, a message from Lady Jane's.
Yeah, folks.
Lady Jane's haircuts for men. That's not it. Yes, at Lady Jane's, we take the chore out of getting a haircut. Talented stylists deliver an industry-leading haircut, relaxing scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment. Open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in the clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. The bats are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports.
make sure you're subscribing, following, liking, sharing all Woodward Sports content on all social media platforms, whether it be YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, anywhere there is a social media platform, you know Woodward Sports is dominating that market at Woodward Sports. Follow us on all your social media platforms to tap into all the best content in Detroit.
I just have to mention, I wasn't here yesterday. I don't know if you guys talked about this Atlanta Braves reporter situation.
I would
Matt
love
said
to,
he was
though.
trying to keep his job.
Are we allowed to play that or no? We can't play that because it's part
Probably
of the
not.
podcast.
No.
We can just describe it.
Okay.
I can easily to describe it.
So, if you didn't see the video, it's an Atlanta Braves reporter for Bally Sports.
It's like Johnny Kane.
Right, essentially. The Braves are playing in Toronto. Braves reporter goes into the stands, interacting with a couple of female fans.
I did see this one.
And then he's like, okay, back to you. The play-by-play guy, his name escapes me, says, well, now you got to get her number. Okay, yeah. Oh, what's your number?
Well, he's in between two women, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you said that.
Yeah, well, no, but.
Yeah, well, he's talking to two ladies about whatever. And then the Braves reporter, the Braves guy says, hey, yeah, you got to get her number, jokingly.
Right.
So they go back to him. Go ahead, take it from
And
there.
he does. He gets the number, and there's some playful conversation.
The ladies were having fun.
It appeared like that, and
They
I
were.
have seen my entire social media feed has been dominated by this interaction.
Mine too.
And-
In what way?
Well, just this guy is getting crushed
Really?
Yeah.
for getting this girl's number, and a lot of that are male reporters, certainly, but a lot of female reporters. What if the roles were reversed?
Right.
And I guess I would say to that is like I understand that viewpoint. I will to a certain extent. At the same time, I can never understand what it's like to be a female sports journalist and the standard by which you have to uphold and have to live by. That is something that I will never experience or fully be able to wear those shoes. Yeah. It's an incredible responsibility. And, you know, but this was not that.
Yeah.
And I think you still have to allow for some fun, some entertainment, because at the end of the day, this is all entertainment. And let me just share a little insight with you. If you work for the team, you are not a journalist. I just don't believe you are. You are an entertainer. Mm-hmm. You are rooting for that team to win. And you are there for purely entertainment. You're not there calling the balls and strikes. You're there to entertain. And you're not a journalist. Yeah. You're there to give the hometown coverage of the hometown team and be a little bit of a cheerleader. And Olivia Harlan Decker, if you know
Kevin Harlan.
Kevin Harlan.
That's her dad.
It's Kevin Harlan, right between the eyes. That's
one of the best announcers
right,
in the game.
Right. She had, I'm going to pull it up here, Olivia Harlan Decker. She had what I thought was
I thanked her.
The most measured response to this whole thing. Olivia Harlan Decker is an NFL reporter, Westwood One, Sky Sports.
Works on a Monday night game with her dad.
Yep, that's
Sidelines.
right.
Oh, wow.
She says that here's her response to all of this. People getting mad about the Braves reporter asking for the girl's phone number are insane. Haha. How does that offend you? It was innocuous and cute. Good TV, I'd say. It doesn't detract from the game or the season. Lighten up. I've been a team reporter, and the season is long. Producers are always looking for something different, memorable, ways to involve fans or show some human interest around the game. Most of those interviews are duds, so good on him for having a sense of humor and rolling with it. If someone can show me an example of a woman getting fired over something similar, then you've got an argument. Until then, you can't just say a woman would have been fired for this. Mm-hmm. Middle of an early season baseball game on a regional team broadcast, his producer told him to get something colorful in the crowd. His booth is egging him on. The girl was playing into it, and it wasn't creepy. It's sports TV. It's entertainment. This isn't the boardroom or OR.
Wait, so
operating
people were
room.
saying that a woman would have got fired for
Yeah.
doing that?
Yes.
I've never even seen a woman get turned down for free. What do you mean?
They were killing this guy, killing the broadcast guy.
It was smooth.
And I look at this, and I think especially when you look at baseball, like baseball is the most child game sport that there is. Johnny Kane got twerked on last year at opening day. Last night, Danielle Bruce was going down a slide that they had. Like, they do things like that. It's entertainment. It's entertainment value, and it's not like he was like, "Give me your number right now for the broadcast."
Yeah.
No, he had, and if she would have shot him down, the booth would have had even more fun with that. They would have been roasting him the whole time.
Women would have loved it.
Yeah.
Yo, girl. Yeah.
And honestly, we want these guys. Like, we talk about guys to be guys, right? You want you want a guy to be a guy, and nowadays it's like a guy can't go get a girl's number, unless you're on a social media app or, I don't know. I thought it was innocent and fun, and I work with two ladies as well. Earlier in the morning, we talked about this on the Fox 2 show, and neither of them had any problem with it because of the circumstances.
Right. Yeah, I've told women who've asked me, where should I find a guy? I've told them sporting events is probably the best place to find a husband. One, the tickets aren't cheap, so he has a good job, and he's usually there with his friends, so it's a good chance for you'll do something like that. Right. His friends will be like, "Yo, we'll get her number," and you'll. It's stupid. He's fine.
And so I just
What did
thought,
the girls say? What did the co-host say?
They thought it was entertainment.
Yeah.
It was fine, and it's hard to pick and choose. It's hard to come up with a hypothetical as well. Well, if this was a woman, what would the circumstance be? It is really hard to come up with that circumstance unless you've seen it. We don't deal with hypotheticals. We try not to deal with hypotheticals. We only deal in reality, in real life situations. This was a real life situation. It was innocent. It was entertaining. And you get what you get. You can't say, and I've been in this situation before as well, you want to be edgy, you want to be entertaining, you want to be memorable, and then when you come right up to that line, you get in trouble for it. This is what you wanted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want memorable, you want edgy, you want right up into that line until you go right up into that line. And I'm sorry, it happens sometimes. Would it ever happen again? Probably not. This guy is...
Well, yeah, it should happen again.
Well, again...
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I watch all the baseball games. I love when Johnny Kane is up on the Pepsi porch or whatever it's called now.
Yeah.
Comerica Landing, I think it's called. And he's with the fans. And, he's like you, right? Mm-hmm. When you're around, people come to you.
Yeah.
Especially the ladies. They love you. And they love Johnny Kane. Johnny Kane's a friend of mine.
Very big.
Johnny Kane does a great job.
Much bigger with the ladies than I am the guy.
Johnny Kane, he's got a couple years younger than you. So he's got a little bit of a younger audience than you. But it's fun. What do you want? You're at a baseball game.
Right.
Listen, ladies and guys that are pretending to be upset, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Okay? You just want to be angry to be angry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay? You have to be insulted. Just have fun. Smile. Watch Happy Days more. Watch Mr. Ed if you have to. Watch Batman. I don't know what to tell you. Grow up, for crying out loud. Stop being insulted.
Well, I think people want to live in this very vanilla cookie cutter world too. With,
perfect.
No sort of gray area or no sort of...
It's impossible.
I don't know.
They want it perfect. They want everyone to be perfect, everything to be perfect to fit their life.
But what does that even mean?
Exactly.
I don't even know.
No,
it's robotic.
Yeah.
No, that's why I say it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you just want it to be perfect. Everyone's not perfect.
Yeah. And again,
it's
in this world of entertainment, and we are now, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, we are in the entertainment business now. Yeah. Whether it's the news that you watch probably on one of these cable channels, whether it's the sports shows that you watch, you are not watching for predictions. You are watching to be entertained. Mm-hmm. You are watching to have somebody draw an emotion from you, whether it's Stephen A. Smith, Sean Hannity, Rachel Maddow, or Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, somebody is going to rile you up one
Sports
way or the
entertainment.
other. And it's all entertainment.
And there's more competition than ever.
The men, I wanted to kill these guys.
Right.
These guys are just pretending to be upset.
Hey, Maz, they call it simping.
Yeah?
Yeah,
That's what they are?
Simp. That's when you lie to a woman to make it
Okay.
seem like you
Yeah,
really care.
I like that.
I can't stand a simp.
Yeah, because that's what these guys are. There's no guy that would be insulting.
Man, this is a simp. This is a simp. Girl tells a guy, man, my boy, blah, blah, blah. Man, he did that to you.
Yeah. There you
Man,
go.
that's crazy,
Thank you,
man.
guys.
He ain't no good. I would never treat
Thank
you
you.
like that. That's a simp, and that's
I love
exactly what
that.
those dudes are. I can't
How
stand
do you
guys
spell
like
that, by the way? I want to use it on Twitter.
SIMP, simp.
Okay, simp. Stop simping.
No backbone.
Your
No
daughters are
backbone.
going
Let's
to love
learn
it.
the new word, Spenny.
There we go, man.
See,
All right, we're going to take a break.
Yeah,
We'll take a break. We'll be right back. Woodward Sports Network. But first, a message from Dr. Pierce.
I told you about Dr. Pierce already.
You ain't telling me.
I'll tell you about him
yeah,
again. Check him out on Michigan Sports and Spine. I'm heading there tomorrow, guys. Or he's going to shoot my elbow up live on the air, or I got to get this thing fixed. I'm going there. MichiganSportsandSpine.com. Dr. Pierce, of course, joins us every Tuesday and Thursday right here on the big network. Give him a call, 248-426-9944, and hit him up online as well at MichiganSportsandSpine.com.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports. Detroit has the best sports fans in the world. That's why they deserve the best sports coverage in the world. We are the Woodward Sports Network. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
The bats are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports.
Yep. All right, welcome back. It is time now. Welcome back, Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey, and we've got a special guest in studio with us. His name is Xavier DeGroat. He is part of the Xavier DeGroat Autism Foundation. April is World Autism Awareness Month, by the way. It is a cause that affects so many. In fact, the latest numbers just yesterday announced 1 in 31 kids today have autism or have been diagnosed with autism. That is up from
Amazing.
1 in 10,000 30 years ago. So it's an incredible thing. Xavier, thanks so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I know you're a friend of Braylon.
Yeah,
Braylon, how did you two connect?
Xavier and I met at an autograph signing in 2022, kind of just underneath Lansing. I started itching when I got close, but no, just under Lansing, had a chance to meet, and he told me about himself. He told me about the foundation. He actually, that I was saying earlier, he had an event with Jim Harbaugh that year that I wasn't able to make it to. Ron Bellamy was also one of the attendees. Just an amazing individual. I love the story. He reached out to me again this year, and I said, yo, this is the right time to work with the foundation. I remember working with Roger Goodell on Autism Speaks when I was still in the NFL. So I can't wait to play in golf outing. Can't wait to just hear more about him. That's why I brought him into the studio. Xavier, tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
I was born in 1990 and grew up in Saginaw, Michigan. And that's where I'm now located in Frankenmuth, right part of Saginaw County. But when I met with Braylon Edwards here in 2022, I was still living in Lansing because my father was working in General Motors and just retired about a month ago. But he's not retiring for life. He's going to serve the veterans in the community, open up a restaurant in Bridgeport right next to the museum where I have it located. But growing up with autism, really was challenging when I face obstacles, being labeled and being stereotyped by kids that, oh, you can't come out and hang out with us in the park and joke around. Well, those nuances, they call them, psychologists, was difficult for me to cope with when other people would make fun of me or tell me that I'm not strengthful enough to ever do such a thing like play wrestling or football. And I played wrestling and football, but I dropped out of football when I was in 10th grade, and it didn't go any good because I faced bullying when I was in football. But I continued with wrestling for about another couple of years, and I won a gold medal and pinned people down.
There we go.
And I did my half Nelson. And
Xavier, let me ask you, from what you've seen, the work that you do with the foundation now, how different is it from what you faced with as a kid to maybe what kids are going through, elementary school kids, middle school age kids now? Has it improved a little bit, the level of awareness? Has it improved a little bit? Just what do you see in your work with the foundation?
Autism understanding has improved very heavily, and it's become totally more instrumental for society as a whole because we are realizing how much of a talent that people on autism may have and become savants, they call them. And I am proud to see that we are understanding autism better today. And when I was growing up in the 90s, especially, they barely had the ADA just pass into law in 1990 and was going in forward and taking effect thereafter, but it was slow. And they didn't even have all the resources through IEP programs and school districts to provide autistics to feel comfortable getting their own time outside or going out and navigating in the hallways when there's no kids around so they can better adjust to what their classroom next projects will be. Because talking too fast can be hard for people with autism when a teacher is trying to describe so much in a row. I had trouble with taking notes and explaining what my problems were to other people. But now I can do it because my father and mother kept me going out of my comfort zone to strengthfully make my brain stronger because the brain's a muscle. And Arnold Schwarzenegger once told me a funny quote, because the brain is a muscle, no pain, no gain, no stress, no gain, Xavier. Go out.
Down. That is fantastic.
You've been around, Xavier. You've been around.
Yeah.
You're throwing out names to us, and you told us some names before we were on the air that you get around, my friend. Tell us some great stories that have happened to you since your diagnosis.
I was able to go hang out in an Oval Office and talk policy changes around the world. And possibly was going to go to Russia and see the prime minister there to talk about how we can make the security system there better and safer for autistics and neurodevelopmental disabilities from when they have tantrums and not be looked at as criminals and are on drugs or threats to society, because we're not threats to society. We are just our own people and a way of being human. And if we cannot be ourselves in a neurodiverse world, then I would not be able to go where I'm at right now, opening up the first Autism History Museum, educating hundreds of kids around the state of Michigan, K-12 schools, and also make trips all over the country, thanks to my mother and dad again for paying all this money to go out and take me to meet Stephen Hawking, the Dalai Lama, Henry Kissinger, Henry Louis Gates. I got Dr. Cornel West coming to Saginaw to talk about civil rights with me and how I face struggles and it relating to civil rights movement.
Talk to me then. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I got excited. You were on the roll. I'm so sorry. Keep going.
And I did not give up on anything because of the motivation my father and mother gave me to not let anyone discourage you or tell you you're too retarded, because I've been called that word a lot when I was a kid in the 90s, but now there's a law about the R word under the Civil Rights Commission. But however, I am most blessed that I gave myself away to God and had a Holy Spirit when I was in Frankenmuth, and felt it's not my job to prove myself to others. It's for myself to prove my love to others by giving back and letting God tell me what direction I go and flow in. My dad and mother are very faithful, and I got to become really educated with the Holy Spirit and going forward with Philippines and all these proverbs that I've learned. And I've learned a lot from Billy Graham, who I've also talked to on the phone one time. He told me just because Muhammad Ali and I met Xavier and we're different religions didn't mean we didn't love each other. We did, in matter of fact. Xavier, he had differences in me about Vietnam War and all that, but that taught me that it's okay to be different and still be peaceful. You don't have to judge people politically like today's world does.
And we're talking to Xavier DeGroat from the Xavier DeGroat Autism Foundation. It is Autism Awareness Month here in the country. And Xavier, you've met so many great people. You've talked about the strength that your parents, both your mother and your father, have given you. What advice would you give to a young boy or girl right now that is dealing with the same types of bullying at a school, maybe called the R word, as you just alluded to, or any other name? What advice would you give to them? And then a second part of that question, what advice would you give to parents of children who are autistic?
I would always start with the parents, because parents are the number one key to making the child get developed successfully in the future. And I tell the parents, let your son or daughter with autism go outside in the backyard and get exposed. They need that sunlight, vitamin D, first of all. Second of all, they need to experience things that are dirty as much as are clean, such as mud or such as things, so they can learn what to not pick on and touch all the time. I was a messer around, and because of my sensory learning, autism has typically a sensory learning ability based on texture and based on materials, and a lot of geniuses in history were scientists that had autism that were just like that. Nikola Tesla, Albert Einstein, and I had faced many times too many barriers being put on me when I was a kid to not go out and take chances to breathe hard, take a cup of water. It's almost like meditating in school districts, and the schools was the most systemized thing I went through that would not give me my rights at the early childhood, and my parents were the only one that let me feel free at home from being out of prison, because I felt that I was in prison. And I would tell kids, don't let yourself feel less. Go out right now and look up at the sky and stand straight up and tell yourself what you want to do. Don't be hesitant. You got to come out with it. Come on. You're strengthful and you're beautiful. And that's what the lesson of the word term beautiful came in my heart as Fred Rogers, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Ain't it beautiful outside, kids? Well, now you got to learn that you can grow yourself in your heart as long as you don't give up on your dignity and pride.
God bless you.
We appreciate having you, and you're definitely not less. You're more.
And God bless your parents, too.
You're superb. Appreciate having you on the show.
Do you have a website, Xavier? I'm sorry, but do you have a website that people can go to?
Yes, xdafoundation.org.
Good job, man.
One more time again?
xdafoundation.org.
There we go.
Okay,
Stands for Xavier DeGroat Autism
we're
Foundation.
Put that on our chat right now and let people are loving you, by the way.
Man.
People on YouTube are writing in. They think you're a gem.
Read some of them real quick, man.
He says, give this. He's like, there's people writing in that saying they love what you're doing. Sorry, I have friends with diagnosis like this too. I have a son that's like this. You're amazing. Xavier is the man. It's great. People are loving what you're doing right now, man.
Thank you.
People are loving it.
Appreciate you for coming in, man. It's been an honor to meet you, bro.
You too. And Mom, can you take a picture of us three?
Well,
what, my phone?
Absolutely.
Come on, bring it in.
Absolutely.
Get Mom in too. Come on.
Because you want to know why? I always want to meet David Turnley. the photographer. I don't know if you met him.
No, 100%. And actually,
At U of M.
I had an independent study with David Turnley.
I would like him to be at one of my events one day and have him hired. And
Remember when Michigan was going to South
He's in
Africa and
France,
Rome?
though,
And
now.
all that? He's the one
Go
that
down
photographed
there.
all the pictures.
Really?
That's David Turnley. He does a lot of
Wow.
photographing down in the city of Detroit. I did an intern.
he's worldwide known.
We're gonna do
Independent
something
study.
that we've never done before on
Take a
our show. We are gonna pose for a picture live on
Live.
TV.
Live.
Hold the mic here, Xavier. There you go.
Let me know when you're ready.
We're ready.
I'm ready.
And she's snapping the picture.
There we go.
Great
Xavier,
job.
That's the picture.
Xavier, I want to ask you about some sports. Pick up that microphone.
Yes.
Are you a sports fan? I know
I
you
am a
wrestled
sports
and you
fan.
played a little football. What do you like? What sport do you like the best? What team? All that kind of stuff.
NASCAR and football are both pretty equal because
That's America right there,
and
baby.
right there, it all begins with again my growing up being raised in football fanship. My father would always mimic Tom Brady. Come on, Mike Hart. That was my dad's hero, Mike Hart. By
So
the
are
way,
you a Michigan man or a Michigan State man?
a Michigan man.
There you
Michigan,
go.
hold on.
However, I'm in Lansing. I got a lot of Michigan State friends that got to know me. Lorenzo White.
Oh,
And
we love
Best
Lorenzo.
running back to Big Ten history.
And I busted out Mark D'Antonio one time when I told him I'm gonna go see Jim Harbaugh, so I'll tell him that you're doing okay. But Jim Harbaugh is my guy from California that you will not be able to beat in
That's
Super.
fine.
I love it.
Fantastic.
I love it.
I bet you if Jim met you, you'd probably work on his staff.
They did. They worked.
You'd probably be on his staff out in L.A.
Oh, I'm not that good.
Yeah, I think you are. I think you are.
Thanks, Brad. Get us out of here, my friend.
Look, man, that was such a bar these last 20 minutes, man. I appreciate our guests, Xavier D. Grow, coming out, man. So proud of the things that you've done. So excited to work with you in the future. This is a heck of a show. This is what it's about, man. It's about more than life, man. But you heard what the man said. You gotta give honor to glory in God. For my man Ryan Ermanni, Xavier DeGrow's mom, Ricky Burns, Spinny. Hell of a job by you, Spinny. Appreciate it.
man.
It was nice, smooth, easy flow, and Tom Mazawey, who got our guest, Mark Champion. We will see you guys Monday.
See you guys.